Sangeeta, we keep talking about how the child who's facing abuse has to talk to somebody, report it, and we also keep saying that we must catch the abuser, name the abuser, shame the abuser. But I'm wondering, there are so many people around who sometimes know that it's happening on a bus or in a bus station or in a train or even a family member, and they're not doing anything.
Yeah. So that is why we have this time we have decided to have this campaign on role of the bystander, and we are raising a lot of awareness on that because as you said, it's many a time many of the abuses are happening in public places, or even if it's in the house, it is in front of other family members, or they know that something is up. So we need to have an awareness on this.
But you were talking about the bystander effect, and you were reading about that. What does that mean exactly? What is the bystander effect?
So bystander effect is very interesting, but first, who is a bystander? Bystander is a person in whose presence, or like he or she is present in that situation where some event is happening, some abuse or something like that, some abusive situation is happening. And bystander effect is when the person fails to take an action, does not intervene in an abusive situation which they see happening, and they are very much present there. And the interesting thing is that the more the bystanders, the less likely that any one of them will intervene.
Really? You mean to say if the person is alone, they would actually interfere or intervene?
More likely to intervene.
But if there are lots of people, why would they do that?
It's another effect, something like diffusion of responsibility.
Then each person thinks the other person is going to do it and nobody takes responsibility for it.
See, inherently we are a social animal. We are social animals, and we inherently want to help each other. We know our survival depends on helping each other. That's how we have lived and survived. So we want to help. But when there are many people, then the idea is who will help, because when you intervene in a situation which is abusive, you are entering a space which is abusive. It's not like some people are laughing and you're joined in the laughter.
So it's scary.
It is
scared.
Yeah. Sometimes they are scared. Sometimes they are scared, like I might get into trouble, I might get hurt. So why should I take it upon myself? Or I don't know what to do or say.
Right. I don't know what to do. Maybe an idea. But Sangeeta, when you look at the fact that Indians have no problems about interfering in everybody's personal lives, asking questions, getting into their personal spaces, who are staying here, who are you, who is he, who's what. Why is it that in this case suddenly they become very, that's their family and their issue and their business, not ours?
So I think the situation here is an abusive situation that you are entering into. So it's not a comfortable thing. It's not like a group of people laughing and then you join in their laughter. You are taking in some risk in speaking up or intervening in any way or doing anything about it. And the psychology today is that the world is a fearful place. People are out to harm each other, they are violent, and there is so much crime. That is a sensation, that's the feeling that people have. And I think that's not really, the ground reality is not really like that.
Actually, you remember when we were talking in our classes, the number of children who spoke about having stood up for somebody else in a situation of bullying or teasing, and it actually worked, and nobody reports all this stuff. They only report that one in a million case where somebody gets stabbed because they interfered, and so everybody sort of backs off.
Yes.
We don't get to hear about these cases.
And because of the electronic media and the TV and the radio, so that same news, that one person, that news is spread to 6 million, 7 million people in Bangalore city.
What do you think the bystander could do?
See, there are plenty of things they can do, and first of all, let us really understand that many of these situations can be nipped in the bud without any probability of harm to the bystander.
Actually, when you're saying that, I just realized that an abuser doesn't start with a massive level of abuse. They start with small things.
Yes.
And if they get shut down there, they won't go to the next step.
They won't.
It's because there's this tolerance of partially abusive or maybe abusive situations, that people end up feeling, oh, I can push it to further limits. And when it's a very high limit, then nobody interferes.
Yes.
We should have what I would say is a zero tolerance of any abusive or power situation.
Yes. And this is something that has been said by Edmund Burke and then by Mahatma Gandhi also, that all that is needed for evil to triumph is that good men do nothing.
I think good women have to do something,
Good people have to do something.
all the peoples.
So, what they can do, you can raise your voice. Supposing it's a situation in a bus, and usually you find some guy falling on some girl, and the girl is, just moving aside. Or sometimes they say, we will take a pin and poke him. I say, why? Why would you do it in silence? Why don't you raise your voice and say, what are you doing here? Stand properly. And when somebody brings attention to an abusive situation, what are the other people doing? Those who are sitting around. So if they also turned around, looked at him and said, what are you doing? Then certainly he will stand properly.
So you're saying one can intervene
One can intervene.
Focus everybody's attention on the abuser?
Yes.
Okay.
And say this is not okay. Stop it. No, this is not fine. And
if it's a situation where there's a lot of more people and you may feel that you are in the minority, maybe it would be better to call for help or
ask people to help.
Ask people to help. Yeah.
For instance, I remember that situation where I think Manjari or somebody told us about this. She was a karate black belt and a taekwondo black belt, and she was in a walk with her sister in the park. And there she saw this man. He had opened his pants and he was happily
Exposing
himself. And all the people in the park, they had noticed him, but they were doing nothing. They were all running, jogging, going about their business. He is sitting on a bench like that. So this sister said, "Hey, come on, do something." So she said, "What to do?" So eventually they just drew a little closer to him, and then this girl said, "Hey, come here, see what he is doing. See, come." And all the people came and they beat him up and they left. Just by drawing attention, asking other people to come and help. Sometimes all you need to do is support the person who has raised her or his voice. So whether it is the target of abuse or it is that one person, bystander, who is trying to help, join them, support them. So you intervene directly, or you support the intervention that's already happening, or you call for help. So many things you can do. But one thing that we should not do is ignore it or keep silent about it. Notice it and then keep silent about it. Because it will just spread.
Okay, so that's what we're going to call the role of the bystander, and we really, really want all of you to join us and become an active bystander.